project. I have holes. And these are from taking cabinets out. There's another one. There's one over here. I have a big hole. Somewhere. Oh, it's behind there. There's a big hole right there. So there's one. There's another one right there. A couple in the middle here. And oh, and then there's a lot of them up here, like a whole row of them. So I'm going to fill those, but I guess I should clean up some of this mess first so I have an area to do it. I have a really bad feeling about this. God. God. Oh no. Alright, it's not the prettiest thing I've ever seen, but I'm just trying to waterproof my van. After it dries, I can saw it off, sand it, put my floor on top of it, and we'll be good to go. Okay, we're gonna try to use this to cut these off. At least the holes are filled. I decided today to take this thing out because it is just in the way. And I don't think it's that practical because even though it's a nice big lockbox and I can actually lock it, to keep things in here, I would have to like stack them on top of each other. So I feel like it would be a really inefficient way of storing things. And I can crawl over it to get into the back every time, but do I want to have to do that all the time? I'm thinking no. Also, we have a wall almost up. It's not going up quite as easily as we expected. I also found more rust on the ceiling. I'm in this space of frustration with this remodel, and I feel like I have hit frustration on every step I've taken. And like for me, fixing up the van wasn't the exciting part, especially because it's making me feel helpless. Because I feel like a lot of this I can't do on my own, and that is a theme in my life I am struggling with right now, being able to do things alone. So it's frustrating on so many different levels. But I can maybe get this thing out by myself, so that is what I'm going to try to do. And it's just connected with 4 things. On the other parts of the van, some of these came out easily and some of them didn't, so fingers crossed. Hello everyone! We are just hanging out in the van. I came out here today to hang these curtains, and this lighting is horrible, isn't it? There's still so much to figure out and do with this whole thing. But here's the thing, where I'm at right now is it's about to be fall, and I think I'm probably going to take a little trip soon. So I've been kind of doing things to just get it to be usable. This is not going to be done for a long time. I just ordered a mattress a couple of days ago. I'm very excited for it to get here. I'm gonna have to cut it a little bit and then I'll have a bed. Super exciting. I did make some window covers, which I will end up showing you. As you can see up here, I have some curtains, and I have like a story time about why I got curtains already, but I needed them. But they are blackout curtains, and they close all the way here. I have little magnets that I put in to keep them closed, and then I also have magnets on the ends so that I can all the way up and over. And then I have this little desk I brought in here. I just happened to be cleaning my room and rearranging some things, and this is the desk that I was using for my silversmithing, like to solder and do all of that stuff on. And I just happened to be packing all that stuff away, and this just fits in here so well, and it's a great height that I can use this as like my counter, and it's like the exact right height away from the ceiling I feel like that I would want for a counter in here. This is just a silicone mat that I had. It's heat proof and everything, so I'll probably keep that on there. I don't know what I'm doing in here. So the curtains in the back are up. When I say up, they're just up by magnets. I've been hanging a lot of stuff by magnets. And this blanket is on here just because this is just wood still for the bed frame. This is wood, and honestly I haven't even like swept it off very well, and it's just wood. So I needed something on here so I could just like sit while I'm doing stuff. And the ceiling looks that way. Okay, here's the thing. The next big part of the build I want to do is the ceiling. Before I put the ceiling in, I need to get a fan. So that means cutting a hole in the roof. I'm very nervous about that. The ceiling I want to use, I'm going to use cedar planking, so it's going to smell really good in here. It's really good for keeping bugs away, and I love the smell of cedar so much. So that's the next like big part of the build that I need to do, fan and ceiling. But I feel like, so we're getting to be fall. I'm thinking of going north, so hopefully it won't be too stuffy, hot, anything in here without a fan. So I did end up making my window covers, and I made them out of Reflectix, as people do. And then I decided, instead of like, I wanted to do it an easy, simple way. I watch people's videos, and I just don't understand like why you would sew fabric on one side and all this stuff. I'm like, why wouldn't you just paint it? So I painted one side of them black and one side is silver. It's a little tricky because like the shape of the window, it's like bigger on the top. God, you can't see anything. It's like bigger on the top and smaller on the bottom. So when I flip it, it doesn't really fit the window, and the windows in the back are two different sizes. And I decided to super glue the magnets on here, and just today I realized like a lot of them are still attached on the van. They came off of this, so this is something I need to tweak a little bit and figure out a little bit of storage. But other than that, and then of course my mattress comes, I have to cut that. But other than that, I feel like it's ready for a little trip, like a little one. What if I hate sleeping in this thing? I'm not going to. There's no way. It's gonna be so fun. Do you think it's gonna be fun, Holly? Do you want to go camping with me? Oh, yes. I still stand by what I said in my first video. It's just so comfortable in here. Hanging out here is so much fun, and it's not super comfortable yet, but I'm so excited to get my bed this week and put it in here, because then I'll actually have a hangout, like a soft place to rest, and maybe I'll even do like a driveway camp out and try my mattress out for the first night. Yeah, but the ceiling looks like that right now because when we were putting up the walls and everything, being in here looking around, I realized there were tiny little rust spots on the ceiling. So I sanded them, and this is Rust-Oleum primer. And this just happened to be the only primer I had at the house. This is a can I accidentally bought. It's the wrong color, obviously. But I knew this was getting covered up and I just needed to put something on it. So that is why I have black spots all over the ceiling. It's cool in here, so I just hung these curtains up today. And it's cool now because it's like I can sit in here, kind of watch the world go by out there, but they can't necessarily see in here, or they wouldn't think of looking in here, and if they did glance, they would just see curtains, not a person. And then even doubly better when I get the tint on, which I'm nervous about. I hope it doesn't look terrible because I'm gonna do it myself. This is my hair. And I think that's all I've done in here. I mean, I got a new steering wheel cover. It's up there, you can see it. Floors, I'm just gonna use a sheet of vinyl for flooring. I think that'll be the easiest clean up, easiest install. So things are happening slowly but surely. It's not like I'm gonna have my solar panels up and my refrigerator running and my dry flush toilet all in here ASAP, but you know what? Just part of the journey. Oh, have you seen it without the thing in the middle? This thing? But it was just so in the way and so uncomfortable for me to like step over it all the time. And I have found that I don't use the front door of my van very often when I'm going like shopping or going on a cleaning job. I'll come back here and use the side door because that's where it's easiest to get stuff in and out of, because in the front door I have my seat pulled up so far that in order to get in and out of the driver's seat while carrying anything is almost impossible. Like, I'm driving along, I'll stop the van, and then I just come this way and get out this way. So it's very nice for me to just be able to sweep right through there. And then eventually I also want to take this seat and put it on a revolving bottom so that I can turn it around and it'll be like a chair in a room. How exciting will that be? I get really pumped up when I'm out here. Do you want to go back inside? Okay.